Welcome, wonderful friends, to the Sunday Rune and Card reading. Thank you so much for joining me. In a moment, I'm actually going to read you the crystal interpretations for the three readings that we're going to be guided by. We have orange calcite, we have lapis lazuli, I have a little pendant here, and selenite, governed by the moon goddess. I'm actually going to read to you from the Art of Manifestation Astro-Moon journal. I'm going to read you the crystal interpretations, in part because we are in a very powerful time, and orange calcite is the crystal that we aligned with in the journal for January, so it feels like a very present energy. Now, depending on where you are in the world, let me just bring an image up, because depending on where you were in the world, if you were in the UK and the clouds parted and were clear enough for you to look up, this is what you may have seen. The moon, our beautiful moon. You may also have seen not only Mars but the planet Uranus as well. Now, this is a very powerful influence in terms of the energy that is around right here, right now. We are seeing a lot of intense, highly emotional energy. We have a very powerful full moon on the 28th this week, on Thursday, in Leo, and Mars and Uranus are playing a significant role in this. Mars is the masculine warrior planet. Mars talks to us of all that get up and go, that passion, that fiery energy, which of course can mean that situations can be inflamed. Uranus, the great awakener, he can bring us sudden and radical changes in direction, but also illumination, insights, because he is the great awakener. But sometimes, this is just such a powerful combination. Let me just bring you up the chart. I'd love to show this to you as well. So this is the full moon in Leo chart. Now, for those of you that follow astrology, I don't even think you have to be an astrologer to get this one, okay? So, this is so powerful, it's untrue. Now, in a chart, when you pull up a natal chart, a birth chart, or a chart that just shows you the positioning in relation to the planets at any time, you generally have a mix of blue lines and a mix of red lines. And in very simplistic terms, the red lines carry greater potential friction, but nevertheless that can give us traction, but there's a lot of energy, a lot of intense energy in the red lines. The blue lines are a more energetically peaceful flow. I can honestly tell you guys, for as long as I've been looking at astrology, this is the first chart I've ever seen where there aren't any blue lines. Yeah, this is the most powerful full moon chart that I have ever looked at, and Mars and Uranus play a part in this. I don't think you can see my cursor because it doesn't work in this particular recording program, unfortunately, but you'll see the moon at the bottom there, bottom to the right in Leo. Obviously there's always a red line when the moon and the sun are opposite each other, which is the full moon position, but we have a very strong connection between Saturn and Uranus, who has been joined by Mars. Mars will have moved on a tiny little bit from Uranus, but nevertheless that energetic is still powerfully there. So we really are talking about a build-up of energy for this full moon that is hugely emotionally charged. Wonderful people, you can lean into that charge, you can really step into it. I'm just going to quickly also bring up one more image, which is the image of the collective prayer of 2021. I'm telling everyone about this, and so for those of you that follow my readings, my apologies for repeating myself, but as you could see from that chart, it's so powerful. This is part of the energy, the build-up of energy that we are seeing, that will peak in February between the 16th and 24th. It will happen again in June and in December. I am reaching out and asking everyone, as many people as possible, to share this and to join me in a 1 minute of silent prayer at 7 p.m. every day, wherever you are in the world, to hold the higher energetic of what I would call a breakthrough, because this collaboration can really bring new openings, but it can also bring polarity, friction. Of course, from that polarity and friction, we can find solutions, we can break through. It's like an abscess bursting open, or having that conversation that you've been dreading, and the tension has built up, and then it has to happen, but actually it opens things up in such a positive way. So this is the kind of energy that we are in the build-up to at the moment. We've been seeing a lot of polarity, a lot of friction, but we've also been seeing higher visions coming through, higher energetic of potential. So I've done my bit of talking an awful lot, more than I normally do at the beginning of a reading, but this is such a powerful year of change, wonderful people. Before I read these, I just want to say thank you, guys, because I'm aware that my world is quite busy at the moment, and I am putting out very big readings that cover this whole period of time through right to the end of March for every sign. If I haven't got to your sign yet, I am well on the way to it. It is just that I am doing these readings as and when the timing is right, both in my world and the energy is right, because they're big readings. But do watch this space, and if you are new to this amazing YouTube community that we have here, and you want to get notification of those, do press the subscribe button and the little bell icon. So let's move on. First of all, reading number 1 is going to carry the energetic of orange calcite. Let me read that to you from our journal. So, Crystal Empowerment, January 2021. In alignment with the dynamic astro energy of January, I found myself instantly drawn to the energized and dynamic healing qualities of orange calcite. Known as the enhancement stone, orange calcite, like other calcites, is said to have powerful healing attributes. It is associated with the energy of the sun and the element of fire. This stunning crystal is said to realign us with renewed vitality, energizing our primary life force. In my own experience, I can recommend that if you are struggling to feel the confidence to step into your fullest potential, and I would add in here, or you're having a wobble if the energy is really intense or emotionally intense around you, if you need some assistance to remove inner blocks to discovering and fulfilling your life's purpose, then this stunning crystal brings just the energy needed to support you in that process. And bear in mind, this powerful astrological collaboration, the breakthrough, really can lead us to moments of higher consciousness. If we are striving to find our calling, our purpose, 2021 and these peaks of energy are ideal opportunities for us to really lean into that possibility and ask for a breakthrough. Next, we are going to use the crystal that I've actually chosen for February. I have a lapis lazuli pendant here. I don't have any raw lapis lazuli, but I do have this beautiful pendant. As we lean into the astro energy of February, notice here we've got the first collective prayer for 2021, 16th to 24th inclusive. As we lean into the astro energy of February, calling for truth and equality, the voice of lapis lazuli came forward. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Stand in your truth and find your voice. This magnificent stone radiates the energy of the spiritual warrior, striving to walk a pathway of authenticity. Lapis lazuli is a powerful stone of self-expression. It's said to reveal our inner truth through self-awareness. This extraordinary stone is said to encourage us to uphold honesty and integrity whilst observing ourselves and others through the eyes of compassion. This is so in alignment with the energetic of this breakthrough moment, where literally both individually, personally, and as a global collective humanity, we can find breakthrough solutions and opportunities that lead us into a space of higher vision, higher consciousness, bridge those gaps of inequality and difference. So very powerful month, February. Now, in my preparation for these readings, I was drawn to selenite. It was actually the first crystal that came through to me. And selenite, interestingly enough, is present in the journal for December, which is, of course, when we actually have the very last third and collective prayer for 2021. It's the third time these planets, Saturn and Uranus, square up together during the year. So let's read about selenite governing our third reading. We end this powerful year of transformative change and opportunity by honouring the extraordinary qualities embodied by selenite. If you notice how it absolutely captures the light, really quite magical the way it does that. Selenite, selenite aligns with our beautiful moon. Selenite draws its name from Selene, the Greek goddess of the moon, and just as the moon gathers light from the sun and redistributes it across the earth, so too selenite literally embodies and radiates light. This magical and illuminating crystal can be used for healing in its own right. or used with other crystals. For me, selenite is one of the essentials in my crystal toolkit, and it's a personal favourite. I keep several selenite sticks, and much as I would put my crystals out overnight to recharge in the full moon, I use my selenite sticks to recharge the energy of my other crystals. Associated with the alignment of the third eye, the crown and the etheric chakras, this powerful crystal is a must for anyone seeking to connect with their guides and angels. It's also known as an abundance stone, perhaps a reflection of its generous and giving nature. It is said to raise our awareness and connect us with our higher self. These three amazing crystals seem to me to be so appropriate as we head towards what is, quite frankly, the most powerfully dynamic full moon chart, I say, but it is the powerful dynamic full moon that, quite honestly, I have ever seen in all the time that I have looked at astrological charts. Now, wonderful people, you will find in the information box below the timestamps for the readings. You may already know which reading or readings you want to tune in with just from listening to the information about the crystals. But I know that some of you really, really love to sit with me while I draw the cards and the runes. So if you want to fast forward, I'll put those timestamps into the comments for phone users, as well as the information box below if you're on a PC or a laptop. And I will also add the Facebook link for the A to Z of emotional health, because I am increasingly posting updates astrologically about the influences of the moon and, you know, where she is, what the connections are with other planets, what the astrology is going to mean to us. I'll be talking about this full moon and posting quite a little bit more about it during this week in that build up. So if you'd like to tune in with those additional blogs and posts, I'll put the Facebook link in there for you as well. And I also do that on Instagram too. So my dear, dear friends, thank you so much again for joining me. Thank you for being you. To tune into these readings, you are clearly walking the pathway of the spiritual warrior. You wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff otherwise. A huge respect to you. Let's draw the cards. So, first of all, we're going to draw, I'm hearing just one angel card. So reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3. We'll draw a spirit animal guide. Reading 1, reading 2, and reading 3. The Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. Again, one card for each. I'm now going to draw from two different tarots, I think, actually. First of all, we'll use the Crow Tarot. And we'll have two. And then I think I will use the Light Seers Tarot. Two again. Now, I'm actually going to draw the runes. It's quite interesting. Sometimes I just don't connect in with the runes, and then I draw them for every reading. And when that happens, it's usually because the same rune is needing to show itself up in more than one reading. However, today I'm going to draw them all now. And we'll have two runes. So, my dear, dear friends, thank you so much for joining me. For anyone new to the channel, I hold a monthly draw where I give away it's actually a signed first limited edition pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. I also give away a free private reading, sometimes some additional goodies. I sometimes will sort of in the middle of a reading decide that I'm going to give away one of the crystals or something. So do watch this space. I'll be making the announcement for the winner of January in sometime during the first week of Feb. And yeah, just watch this space. It's a subscriber offer. You do need to subscribe, and we have a subscriber email list that you can join. Wonderful, wonderful friends. Thank you so, so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the readings. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 1, guided by our beautiful orange calcite. So we have the rune of separation, and we have the rune of openings. It's in reverse. That's quite an interesting pair. Let's have a look at our cards. Clear your space. Freedom is yours. Open the floodgates. This is really interesting. Clear your space. Freedom is yours. There's a letting go of something here. Othilla, the rune of separation, speaks of a need to let go of something. There's always a gain. Freedom is yours. There's a liberation, there's a release, there's always a gain here. But the gain comes because we let go of something. Sometimes this speaks of real property. There's something actually quite practical or pragmatic we have to let go of. Whatever you're moving from, it's something that you used to have. I want to say you used to have an emotional attachment to it. You may still have, you may be struggling to let go of it, hence the emotional release. But also it's a little bit more than that. It's something that was right for you. I can be really quite specific here. It was right for you then, but it's not right for you now. Okay, so it's not like something that was desperately necessarily awful, or that it may have become stale or stagnant or just not moving forwards. But whatever it is, you have outgrown it, basically. It's time to find that renewed vitality. There was a staleness, a something that is you need to let go of it. I'm just going to have a look at these cards first before we delve into this, and before we delve into the true meaning of the rune of opening in reverse. Now, sometimes I will shift the energy within a reading while I'm working with it, and the energy of orange calcite for me is really drawing me to shift the energy of that rune and unite them. But let's see what the cards are showing first. So we have 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. We also have Ace of Wands and the Magician. This is so powerful. To have 2 3s, it's like you've reached a space. My goodness me, I want to say, guys, you know exactly what it is you need to let go of, or you certainly know that you are ready to move forwards. You're ready to let go. And yet, something is still holding you back. I think it's an emotional residue of something. So, first of all, clear your space. This is really fascinating. I'm reminded of something. It's a story that I sometimes tell people. Let me read this first though. Archangel Jophiel, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you and use feng shui. Literally clear your space. Stuff carries an energetic charge. So for example, we know that a crystal carries a particular energetic charge, which is why we can use them for healing, we can use them for transformation. When we carry them with us, they can give us courage, motivation, or indeed they can bring us peacefulness and lower our anxiety, depending on what we need to tune in with. Very, very interesting that there is renewed vitality. Freedom is yours. There's something that you're letting go of. Now, for some of you, it could literally be a way of life. Like you've had a perspective, you've lived through a particular storyline. It's not yours to carry anymore. And you know what? You know it. You know it doesn't serve you anymore. For others, there may actually be some quite physical stuff around you that is representative of the life that you were leading before. The story I was going to tell you was, it came from a Catherine Woodward Thomas book. I'm a big fan of hers. I really, really like her writing. And she was speaking about somebody who was wanting to draw in a relationship. She was counselling them. They were trying to draw in a new love. And she talked to them about the feng shui of their bedroom. Was it kind of, would it be inviting energetically to bring a partner in? And it emerged that actually this particular person, still under her bed, literally under her bed where she slept and where she'd want to invite a new partner, under her bed there were boxes which had all her divorce papers in them. So it was like the energy of the past was completely underpinning the very space that she wanted to keep open to energetically pull in and draw in and attract a lifelong partner of a soulmate union. So it's that kind of flavour. For some of you, there's stuff around you that you are needing to clear. And that itself, I think, will shift this rune. So I'm going to turn it back. If this is you, if you recognise that there's some emotional residue, whether that emotional charge is kind of like almost sitting within you, kind of like at a cellular level, because we carry stuff, in which case, I can truly recommend, various techniques to move those things on my own website, on the A to Z of Emotional Health free online library. It's a completely free resource. There's a series of meditations that help with emotional release very specifically, and also teach you to use emotions so they work for you. Check out the meditation pages there. I may be able to bring out, I'm not going to try and look for the link, but it's www.azemotionalhealth.com, and it is in the information box below. But find that library, go to those meditations. Techniques like EFT, emotional freedom technique, they really help to open the floodgates. They help to release emotional residue. I mean, this card simply says if we're unable to acknowledge and talk about our feelings, they stack up and build up like a pressure cooker, waiting to blow, colouring our ability to see clearly. This card calls you to acknowledge your emotions and find a way to release them. Write down your thoughts and feelings, and if needed, reach out for professional help. I actually think the meaning of this card in this position, in this reading, is that there's a residue. You may find yourselves feeling as though you have a lot of emotion under the surface, but I actually feel like you're ready to let go of it. There's something lingering. If you connect in with something like orange calcite or those meditations, you release the floodgates. You just sit with this, the energy. We recreate a flow forwards. We move that energy, and as this is released, everything begins to move forward and connect. To have 2 3s here is amazing, because whatever you are working at, this is why I feel that you know where you are with this. The 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, you are already doing something, and you're either seeing the early results of it, or you're beginning to get ideas that are coming through that are going to enhance that move forwards. You're in a position of kind of almost celebration, and you're ready to take it the next stage further. You're ready to launch it into the world. If you've written the outline of a book, you're ready to send it off to a publisher. If you've been setting up a business, working at the fundamentals, or you've started a new relationship, it's starting to come together. You're ready to take it to the next level. You're looking ahead. Ideas of future opportunities are coming. Clear that space, make room for the new to arrive. The Ace of Wands is really, this is like a pathway. I always think for me this is like a pathway of gold leading to the city of your dreams. It's absolutely magical, and of course we're sitting here with the Magician, which is, for me, the Magician is the ultimate card of manifestation. It's kind of saying, look, the resources are with you, it's time to use them, it's time to step up. I feel this build-up of energy, this breakthrough time that we're heading for in mid-February. You guys feel very much on track to me. You are needing to let go of something, and this powerful full moon may well illuminate with clarity that you need to let go of. And so if you're not sure what it is, or there's something lingering, or there's just something that hasn't yet been done, trust that this powerful full moon will illuminate anything you need to see in order to open that pathway to your future dreams. It's like you're going to be shown the next steps forwards. It is going to involve releasing something, whether that is an emotional residue or something physically that still contains some emotional energy that connects to a past way of being, but you are shifting something, you're letting go of it. Freedom is yours. It's time to be liberated. It's time to move forwards. Attend to those details. Attend to that, emotional lingering. And I think everything will move forwards for you. Doorways will open and the next phase will show itself. You've already done a lot of work here. You're at that first stage. You know, if you've written the outline of your book, it's time to write the first chapter. If you've written the first chapter, it's now time to plan the rest of the book. There's something, you know, if you were designing your dream home, it's on paper, the plans are passed, it's time to start the build. It's that stage. There's more to come. There's more to come. And the way is opening for you, but something has to be let go of to clear that space. Literally, it's like those divorce papers under the bed. Clear that space. Clear your space, whether it is energetically within you or in a very literal way. And I believe your powers of manifestation and the pathway of your desires, I think, is going to open up for you. In very real terms, I think you'll start to see exactly what you need to do next. Wow, this is awesome. Wonderful people. I'm loving the energy of this. I feel really quite electrified, revitalized, and so thank you for all of you for whom this reading is being brought forth for. Thank you, because it's an absolute joy to be sitting in the energy of this. I can tell you it's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much, and so much love to you all, and I look forward to seeing you in either the big readings or on the Facebook page for the updates. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and join our amazing community. So much love to you all. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 2. Let's have a look at our runes. We have the rune of wholeness and the rune of possessions, of nourishment. This is interesting because this is the path you must follow. Possessions, nourishment, it can speak of unexpected rewards, surprises, gains. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, so life review. Moth spirit, surrender now. Take a risk. Ooh. This is really interesting energy here. Take a risk. We have Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. This is an interesting match. And then we have Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands. This is really interesting. I feel like something is about to happen in your world. I don't think it's happened yet. This is the interesting thing. I feel like it's about to. It's like you're on the verge of something. You're on the verge of quite a significant breakthrough, I want to say. But, and it's not a negative but, you have to take a risk. You've got to step out of your comfort zone. You've got to do something different. Not follow the same pathway, not follow the same approach. You're solid in your position, but I want to say for anyone that is processing some aspect of relationship, whether it's drawing somebody in that's new, you're looking for a soulmate, or whether you are navigating a new phase in relationship, celebration is coming. I mean, the Four of Wands is sometimes, I mean, this can literally denote you know, an engagement, a marriage. There's going to be cause for celebration. It's literally, it's on the verge of emerging. And yet, life review. Take an inventory of your life. Resolve to change or heal anything that is imbalanced. So I want to say, are some of you, again, this for me, this card, my apologies, I'm jumping around a bit. And there's something in that energy of jumping around. Moth spirit, surrender now. Surrender to the divine. It's like follow the light. You know how a moth literally is, I mean, sometimes to its detriment, but nevertheless, a moth is guided by the light. I feel that you need to surrender yourself. I actually want to say to your heart's desire, to the thing you really want. It's almost like, so for example, if you're in if you've had a previous relationship hurt or breakdown, it's almost like maybe you're a little bit afraid to really step up, to shout into the world, to be your bigger self, to allow yourself to dare, to be the bigger, better, higher version of you. There's something about a review and to change something that's out of balance. Now, for some of you, that could mean that your life-work balance is out of kilter, and actually you're needing to change something of that in order to make room to fully commit to the relationship of your desires. For some of you, maybe some aspect of your world is out of balance and you are being called literally to walk that pathway of light. That's what this is about, the pathway to wholeness. We can't achieve wholeness without balance. This says this is the pathway you must follow. I love this card. Take a risk. Step out of your comfort zone. Feeling safe and secure is a wonderful experience, but if we remain in our safe zone for fear of change, we create a limiting and restrictive environment that can ultimately lead to stagnation and the loss of our creative potential to manifest our greatest contribution in the world. Let go of fear and take a risk. I am loving this because lapis lazuli is all about stepping up. It's all about finding that courage, wholeness, the path you must follow. It really does indicate that there's a higher level of connection around the choices that you're facing at the moment. This is not just about, it's not just about you in the immediate detail of your own unique world. It is, of course, about you, but it's actually to do with you in that higher space of knowing. It's like a relationship of higher purpose that's actually guided, divinely guided. There's something about needing to trust, allowing yourself to trust any aspect of imbalance that is possibly holding you back from something that you desire. Actually, as well, really coming through strongly. I want to say get out of your own way. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I hope that does. Get out of your own way. In other words, let your ego mind, the concerns of your ego mind, the concerns of worry or that may be diminishing your energy or holding you back or stopping you from going for something that you really want. It's time to make an adjustment here. The rune of nourishment. I always feel with nourishment we need to nourish the ground for our own deliverance. And therefore there's something about self-care, hence this review. Take an inventory of your life, resolve to change or heal anything that is not quite right, that's imbalanced. This can speak of unexpected rewards and gains, and when that happens, I think you are asked to remain humble. Something is about to burst forth. Something is about to come to fruition. It's really, really interesting. I'd like to say it is quite interesting. If you've been seeking a relationship, I think that person might find you. And you're going to need to take a risk if that person reaches out to you. You know, it could be, there's quite a strong relationship aspect. It keeps coming through here. It really, really does. I'm really seeing that harmony, a moment of celebration, a coming together, a true enjoyment of there's a sense of fulfillment here and of work to do together. This is what's happening. There's something around relationship. Now, it could be to do with intimate partnerships of soulmate union. It could be a business partnership. It could be some other aspect of partnership. But something is coming together and there's purpose. You need to allow that person in. You need to allow yourself to receive. I'm really hearing that. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to be nourished. If you've been hurt in a relationship and you're reticent, it's time to process that and let go of anything you use also as a management prop of those insecurities. It's time to let go of them. You need to receive. You need to be open to receiving help, to receiving support. And when you join with this person, I'm a great believer that soulmates, we have many soulmates. Sometimes most of us think of a soulmate as somebody in an intimate long-term relationship, but I think a soulmate is someone who comes into our world and we walk together with purpose, and therefore we can have more than one soulmate. We may have an intimate relationship with a soulmate union. We might also have a business relationship with a soulmate union, and we might have a mentor who's a soulmate, or we indeed might become a mentor for someone else who is a soulmate. The key is that you've come together with purpose. Open yourself to receive. You are in the receiving position here. I think someone is going to reach out and find you. They're going to reach out, they're going to bring you something, offer you something. And this is going to lead to a moment of genuine satisfaction, fulfillment. And there's work to do together. You move forwards collectively, but you have to take this risk. You have to surrender to your dreams. Get out of your own way. Surrender yourself to your dreams. And this, take inventory. Let go of anything that is unbalanced. As I said, what I'm really seeing, it's like a structure around you. We create management structures to cope with our feelings. We create structures around us to be able to navigate life in a way that takes us beyond and away from areas of our lives that have hurt us before or that have left us disappointed. Actually adjust that. You know, it's a bit like comfort eating, isn't it? If you really, really want to kind of feel healthy, and if you're in a really good place physically, we kind of have to attend to that, because as long as we comfort eat, we're not actually ever going to almost like be vulnerable enough to step into the world and really take an ownership of the way we want our body to feel. It's all that kind of stuff. But there's an emphasis here on relationship. However that comes, I feel this is a relationship of purpose, of union, and there is going to be much celebration, but you must allow yourself to receive, and that involves taking a risk. But yeah, share your rewards with a humble joy. Conserve what comes to you, use it wisely, because there is purpose to this union. But yeah, also make sure you take time to stop and smell the roses and celebrate what comes to you. But you must surrender yourself to a space where you can actually receive that. If the door isn't open, how can you possibly step through it into that biggest, most amazing version of you? Wonderful, wonderful friends. Thank you so much. I'm loving the readings this week. I feel like I'm sitting in this energetic bubble of wow. It's just magical, absolutely magical energy. So much love to you all. Don't forget, if you would like to get notification of my readings, do please subscribe, press the little bell icon. It would be really awesome to have you join our amazing community here. So thank you so much, and so much love. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 3, and they are magical readings this week. I just feel like I'm sitting in this bubble of really powerful energy. So yeah, my batteries have been recharged, just like selenite, just from being here. Wonderful. We have the rune of strength. We have the rune of Berkana. It's in reverse. That's interesting, but nevertheless, it's a fruit-bearing rune. It's a rune of growth. There's the strength to persevere into something here. Very, very interesting. I really do feel these readings seem to be leadership. I was going to say these readings seem to be really carrying that higher energetic of the power of this coming full moon, but in a way that really is teaching us how to embrace that energy. I have to say, I am blown away sitting here in this bubble. But yeah, let's see what we are shown here. So we have leadership. Okay, parrot, what's your words? Okay, and the spiritual warrior. Let's move our runes over. We have the rune of strength, Berkana, the rune of growth. In reverse, Archangel Gabriel, it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. What's your words? Now this is interesting, because I'd like to just speak about the power of words, especially sitting here with the spiritual warrior card, the very first card in the pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. The pathway of the spiritual warrior and the calling of your soul. This is like you've heard that calling. Now, whether this is a faint whispering or something that is demanding for you to hear and to listen to and attend to, you're being called to step up. And I want to say, I feel like the universe has your back. It's like the timing here is perfect. The timing is right for you to step up. The rune of growth in reverse. For me, this is interesting, because the rune of growth speaks about a whole new phase of life that is coming to us. And Now there's either resistance to it if it's in reverse, or maybe there is a little bit of a delay around it. Maybe you are just needing to remain grounded, or there is a little bit more preparation to be done before this launches forward. Let's have a look and see what we have. So we have Wheel of Fortune, we have the Seven of Cups, oh wow, Ace of Wands and the Emperor. This is very tuned into leadership, that's for sure. This is really about kind of taking charge and moving something forwards. So the Wheel of Fortune is shifting. It's turning around you, literally. Watch your words. This is very interesting because for me, let's talk about the power of words. I was going to a moment ago and I jumped forwards. The power of words. Words can... the power of words for me, it sits in the emotion that they carry. It's never, you know, conceptual knowledge is important, and we can pass conceptual knowledge through words. We can read a book and we can grasp a concept. What really gives words and the concept power is the emotional charge and the ability to integrate what we're reading about into real practice. Now, a powerful leader who is very charismatic can inspire, you know, an entire audience to step into the very biggest, best version of themselves. Or they can inflame an audience into a space where they believe that committing an atrocity is an acceptable thing to do. You know, we see the very worst of humanity and the very best of humanity fueled by language and by words. I think you are in quite a powerful position here. Think about your words. I think you have the capacity to say something that has real impact. Your language, your words have an impact. Now, whether that is in a bigger context where you literally are leading others, or whether your words are impacting on those around you in an immediate way. You know, the example that we show when we the language we use, say, around children and young people, it has a powerful influence. This reading is calling you to be that leader, to be what you want to see in the world, you know, to carry and uphold and literally, walk your talk, to be the best you can be. It's time to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. The emphasis of lovingly guide. The spiritual warrior, you've heard the calling somewhere in you. It's either a whisper. I'd venture to say it might be quite an almighty big kind of kick into an arena, because that happens sometimes. You know, especially with the planet Uranus. If you think about that energetic Mars and Uranus, I'm just going to bring up that picture for a moment. That's tonight's sky, Mars and Uranus connecting in here. Mars, the warrior planet. Uranus, the great awakener, who sometimes gives us an almighty jolt. I mean, sometimes Uranus also gives us lots of gentle nudges that amount to something that then bursts into life. But the two of these together is a really powerful combination. And there's something of that energetic here. We have the warrior planet and we have Uranus. Watch your words, be careful, be mindful, be thoughtful of your actions. You are moving into a space, I think, of genuine opportunity to lead in whatever way, shape or form that is. Now, I think some of you are reticent. Maybe there's a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a question. Is this really right for me? Do I really want this? You know, perhaps I'd rather step down. It would be easier to have a quiet life. Whatever's going on in your world, I don't think you're meant to be taking the lower pathway at the moment, or the quiet life. I think, as I said, whether it is in your family with those people around you, whether you're there to guide children, young people, others around you, even guiding a partner or family members, friends, or whether it's stepping up into some additional position within your career pathway, whatever it is, this is time to take charge. Really be thoughtful about the language you use, because this is the source of part of your power. And this is a new phase coming into being. Your reticence, I want to say, and actually for some of you this is fascinating. It's really a clear message coming through. It connects to the warrior. I'm just going to write this rune, so I do shift the energy. in a reading. Let's just sit with selenite, who I'm going to move over here. The moon goddess. Look at the way she lights up, and she just attracts and absorbs light. She's a battery, she's a charger, but she carries that feminine wisdom of compassion, understanding, deep insight and awareness. Okay, really interesting. So as I shifted that here, I felt a huge energetic shift. I'm just going to do it again to see whether you guys tune in with it. So instead of just having her sitting here, let's bring her in here to contain and bring her energy into this reading. I feel like the energetic here has just both softened and yet strengthened simultaneously. Let's turn the energy of the rune of Berkana, growth, upright. The universe has your back. If you have been questioning whether you're good enough or whether this is really right for you, I want to say yes, it is. You have something to share with the world. You have something to share, and I believe it will be illuminating and enlightening, and it will recharge the batteries of others. It will bring insight and inspiration to other people. It is time for you to step into that position of leadership. We have the card of the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, new beginnings, new opportunities. It's time, it's your time. However that is in your world, as I said a moment ago, whether it is within your own family environment, your own community, or whether it's on a bigger scale, it's time to step up, not down. This pathway is right for you. You are, I believe, actually going to help a great many people. The universe has your back. Strength is being offered to you. It is right for you to step up at this moment in time. The wheel of fortune is changing, and in stepping up, rewards are going to come to you. I mean, this is the culmination of your hard work. And by hard work, I don't just mean, you know, going to work hard work. I mean personal hard work. You know, the journeying within, the overcoming adversity, the stuff that that we do that builds us into a person of integrity. Yeah, builds us into that space of the Emperor. It takes us through it's like the language of the spiritual warrior. I think rewards are really going to come your way. Now, the rune of Berkana is a fruit-bearing rune. It's a rune of promise. It's a rune, the rune of growth, rather. The rune of growth, it's a whole new phase of life that's coming to you. It is a rune of promise. It is suggesting that so much is going to emerge from this pivotal moment of stepping up, but it is a stepping up. I think you have a lot to bring to the table, and you will be rewarded appropriately. This is really interesting because it feels also balanced. It's like, I think not only are you going to give, but I think you will receive in a very appropriate way. It's like you're coming of age. And yes, there was maybe, and for some of you, just a little bit of reticence. Will it work? Should I, shouldn't I? You know, maybe be easier to take the quiet pathway. It doesn't mean the pathway won't be gentle or quiet or steady or solid. But this is about insight, wisdom that comes from experience. And it's about you sharing that in whichever way is right for you. It's time to do that. It's time to step into that position. It's time to take an ownership of your leadership qualities. This is rich. There's such a richness here. I really need to say, guys, thank you, because aside from the fact the readings this week have been so powerful, I feel like they've really aligned with the higher energetic of what really is one of the most powerful full moons I've ever seen. But in terms of the potential to be lifting ourselves and really stepping up in so many different ways, this is deeply personal to you guys. I loved bringing in the feminine energy because in some ways there's a lot of masculine energy around with the Mars, the warrior planet, Uranus, the great awakener. This wonderful energy of selenite comes in and just enriches and softens everything and yet there's no stepping down. It's only stepping up, and it's lovely. As I said, beautiful, beautiful energy here. Huge respect to you. Watch your words, be thoughtful. There's something about stepping up and taking an ownership of your position in a way that really is about offering guidance to others. So be thoughtful about your position. I think you're stepping into a place of definitive power within yourselves. The wheel of fortune is turning. Rewards are promised. This is a culmination of so much. It's also a new beginning simultaneously. Well, guys, amazing. I'm utterly blown away, actually, by all three readings, if I'm truly honest. My wonderful friends, don't forget, if you want to receive notification of any of my readings, do please subscribe, press the little bell icon. It would be amazing to have you join our incredible community here of spiritual warriors. And thank you to you guys who are already a part of this. You are utterly awesome, and you really, really do blow me away. So much love to you, sending billions of virtual hugs, and I look forward to seeing you again, either here on YouTube for further readings or and announcements and things, or indeed via Facebook, where I'll be posting all sorts of stuff around the sort of astrological happenings. So much love to you all. Namaste.